We are glad to invite our fourth speaker for the day, Architect Sriram Rajagopalan, Principal Architect, Studio Jayanta Architecture and Interiors, primarily into residential projects.
I'm an architect graduated from the SRM Group in 1997. I belong to Chennai. We started our firm Jayanta Architecture and Interiors in the year 1999, and we have been successfully designing projects of varied nature, hotels, factories, commercial establishments, and many more. The journey had always been really more interesting when it comes to designing a house, and that's the reason today I'm here to talk about planning concepts in residential buildings. At Jayanta, we had been into designing projects of all span, especially when it comes to residential units, as small as a design studio to vast villas we had been designing. When it comes to residential projects, one specific thing is no two clients, their requirements or plots will be same or similar. That offers a very good platter for an architect to explore, and that is one main reason for my team and myself to get excited about when we get a residential project each time. All other buildings, there will be certain set parameters that define that particular building's functioning or design theme. But when it comes to individual houses, it's a client who defines the idea, style, requirements, and need, and it's up to the architect to stitch all these and present a satisfactory design to the client. And that way, at Jayanta, we had always been more enthusiastic when it comes to designing a house. Today, I'm going to share one such interesting projects we did in Chennai. Having born and brought up in Chennai, I had always been fully aware about this growing city, the climatic conditions. So it has been an added advantage for me when it comes to designing houses in Chennai, which we predominantly are into. This particular project is on the stretch of ECR at Uttandi. It's a gated community plots where the design is individualistic. The given plot is a 10 ground piece of land where the client predominantly wants two individual houses, one to be leased out and the other where he wants to stay with needed privacy between the two villas. One main requirement was to capture the greens around the sea view. It's on the east side of the ECR, so the sea view is hardly within a kilometer. So they want to capitalize on the sea view. At the same time, keeping in mind the needed privacy between the villas. That was predominantly the requirement. With other basic needs like they wanted a 4-bedroom villas with bar, drawing, dining, kitchen, everything, which otherwise is a usual requirement. One specific other need was to have a lot of greens around, the possibility to have a green view from every window of the house. Having said that, where there are two villas in this plot, we started off with one at an orientation of 45 degrees and other with 90 degrees, which automatically gave the needed privacy between the two houses. Though they are very much in the same plot, one is at a orientation of 45 degrees, as I told you, other is at 90 degrees. So even if they are close by, there is absolutely no two windows will be facing each other, and we plan to have nearly 30 feet between the two houses with lush green in between. So individually the two villa users can enjoy the scenery around, the view into the sea, and still remain in the same compounded space. Other thing is I chose to keep the swimming pool at levels. One had the villa in the terrace garden. One had the swimming pool in the terrace garden. Other villa had the pool in the first floor. So this allowed the pool and the deck at an elevated plane, offering a much needed sea view. And these two swimming pools in both the houses were at different levels, thereby offering the needed privacy also. Today I thought I would share one of the houses primarily, and of course the images of the other house we have designed. I like to share the conceptual plan first and then move into the images later. This is the layout. This private passage is a 20 feet wide passage that leads to the villa on the rear side. The images of which alone I'm going to share later. Primarily, this is the house I'm going to discuss today. This is the existing private road of the gated community. The plot starts from here. This is the villa which I am going to discuss today. The existing road that is mentioned in the drawing is a private passage of the gated community plots, one end of which is from the ECR and the other end goes and abuts at the seashore. So predominantly, as I said, this is the seaside. So we divided the plot in such a way that we could get almost enough distance on the east side so that both the villas have got a sea view. The private passage leads to the villa on the rear side. That's a 20 feet wide passage, and another 15 feet we marked for the front house. So in all, it is like 35 feet, good enough for the users to have a view into the sea. Now, once you enter from the private passage or the road, there is a defined car park space we have already provided for a garage in case they need later on. And this is a private garden, primarily to stop the view from the visitor's view into the kitchen actually. So there's a kitchen on the east side, which I deliberately have a garden in front to avoid the kitchen view, because one of the prime requirements was to have the servants' quarters near the gate itself. So all these were planned on the front side. So I decided to have another green belt that would prevent the view of these service spaces. So once from the portico, there is a small entrance veranda, and we have one single large hall that's a visitor and a dining space. Once the visitor enters the space, they have a full view of the pool on one side, and there is a deck on the other side overlooking the rear side garden. There's a lush green here also, the images of which I'm going to share later on now. And there is a private family space here overlooking the swimming pool. You can see two different shades in the pool. This is a children's pool with a little shallow depth, and it gradually slopes into an adult pool. And there is a guest bed in the ground. We'll move on to the first floor plan. So once in the first floor, there is a master bedroom with exclusive walk-in closet. And I plan to have a huge terrace overlooking the garden ahead and also the sea view. And there is two more bedrooms with a walk-in closet and the toilet. And these rooms had always been given a view into either the pool or the garden around. I chose to reduce the height of the building on the east side so that even the bedrooms get the view into the lush green and the seashore. This is a slope roof which stops at the ground floor roof itself, allowing the rest of the primary rooms to have a view on the east side. And the stair continues to lead to the second floor, which has a bar and one more small pool on the terrace. Those pictures also I'm going to share now. So this is with respect to the conceptual sketch we prepared, and we'll move on to the views that we rendered, and then third phase I will show the completed projects. So we'll move on to the rendered view images now. As you can see, we gelled the style little classy slope roofs. At the same time, we cooked a little contemporary ideas. So neither it looked too classical nor too boxy. We chose a design that will gel with two different styles, and the client liked it. This is a front view. This was a car porch I was trying to explain, and a green belt that prevented the view into the kitchen primarily. And this is the terrace from the master bed, which has got a lot of glass walls so that it allowed a view into the green around, and also this private terrace again that allowed the end user to have a view into the garden and the seashore ahead. We tried to work few options for the elevation. As you can see, one was a woody theme, other was a natural stone, another was a random rubble design vitrified tiles. We wanted a style that will gel with the site that the building is intended to. And there are few other views also from the other angles, which I will swiftly show and move to the actual real on-site images. This is the overall bird's eye view angled from the neighboring plot or the adjacent villa. You can see primarily all the rooms view has been masked by lush green swimming pool. None of the balconies or the private space are visible from the neighboring house. This was one of the prime design parameters in this project. And as I told you, one half of the building has been specifically planned to be cut at the ground floor level so that the primary rooms in the second floor have a view into the green and seashore ahead. Only design change later on happened. There was one floor added later on, which I'm going to share, with another terrace garden, a pool, a bar, exclusive suite at the second floor. Overall, the design was like gradually the building increased on the west and south, with east and north being gradually lower in height, which is an ideal design theme in Chennai. The more you allow space on the south and east, the more you will be allowing the building to capture the breeze. So that was one of the prime reason I planned all the slope roofs on the eastern side and allowed the building future expansion on the west and south. The taller the building on the south and west, more the shade on the east side, especially on the second half of the day. Chennai being a humid and little hotter region, such style would help in capitalizing the climatic advantage here. So we'll move on to the images now. I'm going to share the completed pictures now. So in the image you can see the two villas which I explained in the initial stage. This is the villa that was oriented at an angle so that it facilitated all the wind at 45 degrees. So not only that it will not open into the adjacent villa nor into the neighboring plots, but still allowing a grand view into the open space around. This was at a stage when the building came to a level where it was initially planned and designed. And at this stage, the client wanted one more floor and little more requirements were added. As an architect, I had always been flexible and accommodative enough to take in clients' ideas and requirements, even if that would force us to alter the original design and elevation. And my challenge at this stage was to retain what was initially planned, at the same time to accommodate the added requirements from the client. So I made some corrections and suggestions structurally and architecturally so that the house grew one more floor, still accommodating the client's requirements, at the same time to have a little bit of design connection between the two houses that this plot had. So this is the completed view of the house. As you can see, the primary habitable rooms have a full view into the space around, with all the service space that had been neatly tucked, and the compound wall is raised high enough to hide all the service space, right from the security kiosk, the servants room, the dog kennel, the generator room. Everything had been tucked neatly beneath the compound wall, at the same time not masking the view of the habitable rooms in the first and second floors above. This one more view from the private lane of the gated community plots. As you can see from this image, all the openings had been wisely planned and positioned so that the building's inside view is not seen from the road outside. Villas in such plots should be allowed a possibility to keep the windows open, not only for the view, it's a breezy area, but at the same time, I wanted to help the client from the privacy parameters. So as you can see, this building's windows had been so positioned that it capitalized the advantage of the site, at the same time giving the end user the needed privacy. Once inside the plot, you can see it opens out. Every bit of the house can be opened. It is available for the garden. It's available for the view ahead. It's available for the masters to monitor the space around. At the same time, as I told you, the needed sitting and user privacy. And this is the garden I was talking about. There's a kitchen inside. There's a servant's quarters beside. But we chose to plan a private garden here, accessible from the portico, which not only welcomes the guest, at the same time gives the needed screening to the kitchen behind. This was the second floor bar I was mentioning, having a grand view. And this is the second floor pool we later on added. There are two pools in this house, one in the ground floor level, other at the terrace garden level. Once inside, this is a view from the visitor space. The neighboring ground floor swimming pool has a view from inside the house also. And I primarily chose the color, especially in the pool, to add to the needed drama once inside. And this is the kitchen, which has been, as I told you, screened by the greenery ahead. At the same time, it's an open kitchen. The family can enjoy a full view into the house. They remain connected. They even remain connected with the green around. At the same time, there's an access to the servants' quarters, the door that leads to the room, and this other side of the kitchen. We chose to use a little contemporary light fittings. We wanted a white and wood theme predominantly, so that gel with the overall ambience. And this is the terrace garden swimming pool I was mentioning. There is a bar adjacent. It's more of a family pool, though little smaller in size. This acts dual. It also acts as a water body, but it's a fully designed swimming pool where one can use it as a pool. It has a service room. It has all the needed service connections for the pool to be maintained, not just a water body. It's a Paka swimming pool. At the same time, when not in use, this acts as a water body for the terrace garden. And these are the stairs that lead to the pool deck, and one more stair to the terrace above. And we have even designed a small gym in the terrace. I'll quickly share the other villas images now and wind up. This is the second villa For some reasons, I couldn't share the schematic plan of this. This is the villa I mentioned that's been planned at a orientation of 45 degrees. And this is his pool in the first floor level. The cleaning method of the pool has been planned in such a way it overflows and falls as a cascade, gets collected at a trough here and goes to the cleaning room. And this process is a continuous one. And this is the approach road. So there is a light cascade, welcoming cascade that's functionally nothing but the pool's cleaning process. That was an idea which, as an architect myself, and the client was also a little bit enthusiastic about it, so that the pool cleaning will happen with a cascading effect. Actually, it overflows, cascades here, goes to the cleaning room, cleaned, and then this is whenever the pool is cleaned, there will be a cascade effect for that period of time. And this is the entrance to the other villa we designed. Here also we chose to have a wood theme as a primary design element, otherwise broadly a minimalistic theme. This house also, as you can see, opens up into the green. There's a garden ahead. This is the staircase just abuts the garden, intended to give the visitor a grand view into the garden around. And few steps above, there is a visitor space here. They also have a view into the garden around. And this is the dining cum kitchen. Here also we planned an open kitchen. We chose to have minimalistic design lines on the other side of the kitchen. As you can see, here the cooking counter itself was brought on the island part. And again, the light fittings were chosen little bit on the contemporary lines. And this is the bar in the first floor level. This is the false ceiling design. We just chose a wood theme, as I told you. This bar overlooks into the swimming pool in the first floor. This was the overflowing cascade effect I was trying to explain. This is a kids pool area with a shallow depth, and this is a 4 feet depth adults pool. The water from here will cascade on the front side and get cleaned and get back into the pool. We chose to have a slope-proof design, at the same time not a very conventional one. So I suggested a aluminum powder coated box sections that offered you can see the overall building itself will have that theme running around. We wanted a little bit of a slopey roof design, at the same time not a very old or classy look. So we decided to have aluminum powder coated sections that could give a light shade all around the building, at the same time contemporary, and at the same time from the classical lines. This swimming pool is at a different level, first floor level. The adjacent villa has swimming pool at the ground and second floor level. All these were planned initially, and the client could really appreciate once the project was completed. Their predominant requirement, primary requirement of allowing both the house users, inmates, to have the needed privacy, at the same time a view into the neighboring outer space. This is a view of the staircase. You can see this house, both the houses and villas had been designed with huge glass sections that allows light, ventilation, at the same time a view around. Wherever possible, I chose to have glass walls that allowed good lighting and view, green view around. The design parameters with respect to the cupboards were all more functional and on simpler lines. Similarly, the toilet were all purely very functional, easy to maintain, simple and uncluttered. So that's it. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to share my project. For the given time, I think I made a little bit on a fast phase on certain areas, though these projects of this size would need a lot of time to be. There are a lot of space there. In fact, I just chose to share only few pictures, especially on the living and dining areas, but there are a lot of interesting areas. But due to the given time limit, I limited my discussion with the overall layout and the front rooms. I thank once again the SRM team to have offered me this fantastic opportunity to share my project, share my view, and above all, having come from SRM, this 20 minutes of my sharing gave me a lot of nostalgic feeling also. Throughout, I have never been feeling as an architect. I still feel as a student of SRM. I'm missing my days, and this time helped me to go back to my memories also. I once again thank the team there to have given me this wonderful time and chance to be part of this really great event. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Sriram Rajagopalan, for sharing your talks on villas and residential projects. We will now move on to a short sponsor break.